3 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast where we take a member of the Channel 3 community, discuss 3 games of their choosing, go through some honorable mentions, and some other odds and ends for a nice little video game discussion. I'm Dan. With me, as always, Ray.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to another What Are Your Three. Our guest, it's another return. Episode 151. You know, we may have, I don't know if we messed up by not having a Pokemon person for 151. I also just like
He
this.
he says this now. He
Right
says
now.
this now.
I genuinely thought of that earlier this week too.
I thought of it this exact second because I pulled up my note screen and saw that it's 151.
I'm never going to hear the end of this from Trash Talk now, Ray. Thanks. Thanks so much.
Well, I should have known it was 151 because I made a point of knowing it was 150 the last one we recorded. Anyway, you heard his voice. He's back. It's Aerialapostle. Ariel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. You know, don't have to work the weekend like I did last time. So yeah, we're good.
No working on the weekend. No snow stopping travel of 80 people to places.
Okay. Thanks for that reminder. I'm still dealing with the aftermath of that.
Oh, Ariel, I feel like I would have asked you this the first time, but I don't know if I did. I can't remember. Where I know where half the gamer tag comes from, but I actually don't know where the second half is. How do we get Aerialapostle? Let's go through this again.
Yeah. So Aerialapostle, that name, Ariel, of course. Yeah, Air Force. So just because, yeah, I'm in the Air Force. Apostle.
Hard stop on that part.
Yep. The apostle part, whenever I was in college, I actually at one point had aspirations of going into chaplaincy, and there's like a little bit of me that was like, oh, like maybe I could get into like the esports scene as a chaplain and stuff, because that's not really a thing. Wanted to try to mirror kind of like what traditional sports had with sports chaplains and stuff. Never really got that off the ground, but the name still stuck. The alliteration helps. So, but yeah, that's kind of where the name comes from.
There we go.
All right, well, let's talk your games. You know, you did give us an idea. We're going to be talking Channel 3 gaming life with your 3 with today's episode here. So we're gonna take a few detours along the way, and but we're gonna start off with Fall Guys. That's your number one pick here. A game that you've certainly put some time into here, and always a menace on Wednesdays for us, if nothing else, right?
Yeah, I mean, I may be a menace, but at least I do my best not to grab.
It's always
some people.
Whoa! They wouldn't give us a hug button if they didn't want us to use it, Ariel.
Once I really figure it out on my mouse and keyboard, it's over.
Hey, I will use it. I will use it if I need it, but if
Me too.
I'm not going to rely on it.
Ray's got 26 buttons on his fancy gamer mouse, but he can't figure out which one of them hugs.
I use it when I need it.
He has to put that thing on like Iron Man puts his armor on in the first movie with like a machine wrapping around him. But yeah, okay.
So
Can't figure out how to hug.
Let the S rank Fall Guyer talk about it.
Do it.
Sure. So, I mean, Fall Guys, man, I started playing it back when it first originally came out, like back in 2020. And I got it for free because I think it released it for free on PlayStation Plus and stuff. Played it for a little bit, but that was somewhat my dark ages in a way. Like the back half of 2020 and beginning of 2021 was like, so I didn't play it as much, kind of just dabbled here and there. When Epic bought it in 2020 or acquired it in 2022, that's when I started actually playing it more. Whenever I actually started streaming, it was primarily Mario Kart 8 and Fall Guys. I was kind of alternating between the two. So it was my main game for a bit. Actually did like a Veterans Day tournament, won like $600 from that tournament. And then And then they decided to do creative mode as their main thing and stopped doing seasons. And so after the SpongeBob season, I kind of lost interest. And then once I started joining in party nights and doing the C3CS here on Channel 3, that kind of kickstarted me back into it. And so now recently it's been a lot of grinding on ranked, doing whatever I can to get more crowns, because now the crown rank levels are insanely high. And so now I feel like I need to try to catch up, even though that's probably going to be impossible before it gets absorbed into Fortnite. But, we'll see.
I'll tell you what, after Crown Jam, I feel less concerned with that because it played. I mean, I know, listen, the mechanics were a little bit different with the double jump and everything, but it felt a lot better than the other events they've had for Fall Guys where I'm like, oh, this is just all wrong. It doesn't feel right. Like the Crown Jam, I'm like, oh, they actually kind of get it. The physics feel a little, well, there's the double jump. The physics actually feel right with it. So I'm less concerned today than I was if you would have asked me 6 months ago or even a month ago, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and Crown Jam was a blast. I mean, heck, the amount of times that we were playing either with Smeagol or even with Ray on the Channel 3 stream and stuff, just trying to get to Unreal, considering that was probably my first Unreal because I don't really play Fortnite unless it's party night. So
you had to grind it though still, because I remember like my kid was going for it, and I think he got to champ. I'm like, you're not, or he got to diamond. I'm like, buddy, you still got to get to champ. You got to go through the champ. Like he was ready to grind it. He was doing good at it. I'm like, you just don't have the time for it, buddy. This is not gonna. That was a grind to get to that.
It was short.
Yeah, and with the randos, dude, there's so many randos that just wanted the ball for themselves instead of just like simply passing. If you were good at passing the ball around, you usually had success. It's almost like it's a basketball game, and so if you don't pass the ball, like you're gonna get stuffed. Like I don't know what to tell you there.
Well, that you'll have like 3 people all running after the ball, and like, no, you're toast because the other team is just gonna have their other guy open and dump the ball downfield, and you're dead. There's nothing you can do about it. Like you gotta take zones. It just didn't work. Randos were not your friend. So party night got you back in. Yeah, and you play it still independently, periodically. I mean, it's there's other games we're going to talk about later that have certainly taken other parts of your time as a part of this. But what are your favorite events in Fall Guys? Because I know there are people who they will be very vocal about what they want to play in Fall Guys. You don't care, and you're going to be there no matter what. I feel like.
Pretty much. So I mean, to touch on, yes, party night kind of brought me in, and now it's something where like Cass and I will play duos almost every night. So it's definitely one of those things where like almost every day I'm at least knocking out like the dailies to try to, even though now the dailies are just like small amounts of crown shards, I still do them because every little bit helps with how insane the crown ranks are now. But in terms of like favorite levels, I know like one of my favorite final rounds is Hexaterrestrial. Granted, part of that also just depends on who I'm playing with and if they know how to mess up my strategy. Because if they mess up my strategy, then Hexaterrestrial just sucks.
All right, well, what's your strategy then?
Okay. Yeah.
Not to mess. I'm sorry, not to mess it up. But well, we can't leave that hanging there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so next time that we get Hexaterrestrial on party night, pay attention to the fact that I am usually staying in the center, and typically I'm running around the middle, like just like the gold hexes.
Yeah.
And then as time goes on, I start jumping from hex to hex, and then I start slow jumping. And basically the goal is to try to make it where I'm taking up those hexes and timing them out so that no one else can like run up on them, and I only know when the next one's going to spawn at the end game. Like that's ultimately the goal, and usually it works out.
Smeagol and I ruined that the other day for you. Sorry.
Yeah. So sometimes people will like either run in the middle or start trying to grab me as I'm doing it, and that's I mean, ultimately that's how you counter anyone in that game anyway. But that's my kind of passive way of going about that mode. A normal round, I'd probably say Hyperdrive Heroes or Slime Scraper. I enjoy those two rounds.
So now, you brought up A Tale of Two Casses. Mrs. Aerialapostle casts herself, who I only say that because I did not realize you two had Dead by Daylight in your your gaming Rolodex also, because it's just hilarious that like watching her play Fall Guys, yeah, she is right in there, but it just feels like there's just such a vast difference between playing Fall Guys and playing Dead by Daylight. Those are two different like experiences, because Dead by Daylight, I just get stressed playing that game. That doesn't get to be fun for me. I don't know.
Well, and it's funny because I'm the one that is usually like, oh, let's play Fall Guys. She's the one who's like, no, we're playing Dead by Daylight. So it's very weird to me that like she's always wanting Dead by Daylight, and she's even told me like she's starting to get tired of Fall Guys. I'm like, okay, well, tonight will just be a Dead by Daylight night, I guess, and then we'll just move along.
You just sit awake staring at the ceiling all night with your heart thumping in your chest, not unable to sleep. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I've played that game since day one. I know it's not on the list, but I've played that game since day one. Like, I'm pretty desensitized to it at this point, which may or may not be a good thing.
But another game where, like, if you're with randos, forget it. You may as well just give up now. Or if you're the killer and against a coordinated team, and the match is over in 37 seconds. Like, I didn't know they could fix the generators that fast, but okay, I guess I lose. So, you and Cass easily identified, generally got the matching skins running around there. Beautiful, beautiful couples event with the two of you there. But, and oftentimes, like we saw Christmas time, the Christmas trees are there, but rhyme or reason for, do you guys go in with like a skin plan, or you just decide right beforehand? What's the,
Usually it's not like a right beforehand thing. Usually it's just like, since most nights we're either playing that or Dead by Daylight together, it's kind of something where it's like, if the night before we're already playing matching skins, we just kind of go into it like that. So it's kind of something where we may already be matching as we're playing throughout the week. Sometimes if I have like a different idea, then I'll just switch it up right then and there. But usually it's, if we're matching, it's because we already thought it was funny to be matching previously.
Let's hear your predictions for the C3CS. Let's just get that out of the way since we're coming up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
You calling your shot? You're calling your shot now, Ariel?
Miranda 022 is the defending champion.
It's the defending one. Yes, because
jump around final.
Yeah, he did get a little lucky on the jump around final. I'm not trying to discount it in any way, but he did get a little lucky with that one platform happening to stay there.
Ray and I say I don't think either of us made the finals in that C3CS, did we? I think we both missed out.
It was tough.
We just had to take dives at the end to make sure we just had camera coverage. Mm-hmm. So I say that non-judgmentally, to be clear.
Yeah. No, I mean,
you're allowed to say that you think you're gonna
win. Yeah,
he doesn't want to give anybody bulletin board material, Ray. This is not. We're not going to have Antonio Brown streaming live from the locker room as Tomlin saying they're going to go wreck somebody and they're going to just hang that in the locker room. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, at least I don't have CTE, but no, I'll say that. I'll call my shot. I think that'll be 3 C3 CSs in a row that I've participated in, possibly, because the jersey I have on is from Marbles, and then Mario Party, and then I didn't play in the Fortnite one.
That's right, we did do Mario Party.
That's right, that was a crazy one.
I forget sometimes which one we did.
Says the guy who's in charge. Yes.
So we ran Mario Wonder like 2 months after that game came out.
Oh my god! Yeah, well, you had to strike while that was the iron was hot on that one too.
Oh, yeah,
That was a
big
wild
big
one.
too.
So
Yeah, so
That
what,
one
so
was
what,
also before jerseys were a thing.
oh, God,
By the way.
here comes Ray pointing out why he doesn't
Every
have a
win.
jersey.
It's like, oh, you've never won one? No, I won many. It just all happened before everyone else showed up in the
You've
jerseys.
won like 6, haven't you? Don't you have like a 6-stack tagline?
I have 4. I have 4 and one that I don't recognize.
you
What's
just
the one
gotta
don't recognize?
time trial marbles. Easy.
Brawlhalla is the one that I won't recognize. There was like 5
Oh,
of them.
yeah,
That
yeah.
That one was a whiff. But the rest, all of them before.
So Ariel, why was amongst the games here, the next two we're gonna have some different conversations or some different toned conversations about. Ray's gonna take those over, but why did Fall Guys come first on your list today?
I primarily put Fall Guys because like the theme, I kind of titled it of like because of C3, but this one felt kind of like a cheat because I had already played it before Channel 3, but it was because of Channel 3 that like I'm back into it. And so as well as I kind of wanted to start a little light, a little fun before we get into these next two. So
all right, I feel better. Yeah. I didn't miss any. I was like, I was just making sure. I'm like, there's not some piece I'm missing here because this does feel like a little light, a little more fun. Not that it's going to get darker. Yeah, there will be discussions here. It's not like everybody's going to leave just miserable. But yeah, I just want to make sure. I'm like, is there something I was missing here? Because it is a nice time for you and your wife that you guys get to spend some time together, and I think the community. Again, I will tell Fortnite to collectively suck it once again around this as we go from a Ray and I've got to figure out, like, do we just have to start telling everybody to check in at 8:45 for Mario Kart because that 24-person lobby is filling up there, and I don't want anybody missing out. But we're gonna have to start making some business decisions here.
It's getting close.
Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to. If we were in 2 lobbies, I'll be perfectly happy with that. But that's not the point. So. I'm gonna let Ray take over here because you picked two games that are just gonna. I know they're beautiful games, but they are games that hit regardless.
Let's keep the happy-go-lucky going.
Okay.
With game number 2, which is Greece, of course, and as happy as they come. Mm-hmm. I have to start with my disclaimer that my ancestors are all rolling in their graves for the amount of time it took for me to realize that this was talking about the color gray. And that the game was essentially written in Spanish, and I think it took me half the game to notice that. So they're all very upset with me. That's but that's it. Other than that, Greece, you played this game. I feel like the next wave of people that played it after kind of like the first group of people were playing it on Channel 3, and it kind of took over for you, right?
Yeah, no, it was and it's such a beautiful game, and it's such a short game. Mm-hmm. But of course, it's like one of those indies that like has such a strong and like powerful message. And of course, it's not like it says it because of course it doesn't, like, you don't really talk. The most that you get is singing towards the end. But like, all of the imagery, all the symbolism, like, is very, very powerful enough to where like and plus like you also get the achievements that kind of tell you right up front, like, hey, this is what this is about. But no, you can pick up on it just the way that the character moves about, and they are very intentional with how a lot of those like action scenes happen, and how just kind of overall how grief is depicted throughout the game.
Now, when you started playing the game, did you know that was the point of the game to start out, or did you learn it as you were playing?
I knew just because I mean, this was this was a game that I kind of picked up after seeing all the recommendations and after hearing about it a few times in previous What Are Your Three episodes and stuff. So I kind of had a general idea that that's what it was covering. I didn't fully know how it was going to explore it. And so I was kind of just open to the idea and like just kind of like going in with that general understanding, but still experiencing everything for the first time. So it was still a cool and unique experience being able to see everything the way it plays out.
Was there any color that you like, that section you noticed more or meant more, or stuck out to you for some reason, or any kind of like moment in the game?
Shoot, like I would almost say yellow towards the end.
Sure.
Just because I mean, I'm naturally kind of more of like a space guy, so if there's more like space imagery, then I tend to enjoy it more. Plus, at that point, you're already kind of getting all of the final color, like all the colors are starting to blend together, and so you're starting to get all that beautiful imagery. Everything's like you're seeing how all these colors can work together and paint even more pictures compared to when it was just red at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would probably say yellow was my favorite.
Did you get, so this is a personal question because now you brought the Dead by Daylight and you're desensitized to everything. Did you get scared when the giant blackbird jumped out of nowhere as you were in the underwater? Because I almost punched my computer monitor when it happened. I wasn't ready for it, and I didn't appreciate it, and my heart was racing.
I would
like,
say,
oh my God, I'm gonna drown.
I definitely got jump scared at one point. That might have been the moment where I got jump scared. But it was like just a little bit. It was kind of like, oh, didn't see that coming. Okay, cool. Now we're swim away. But for the most part, no. Like,
no, that's the moment. Yeah.
For like, I mean, and like, it's supposed to look scary. It's supposed to look creepy and like kind of disgusting because it's kind of like ultimately you're kind of battling grief personified almost in that sense. And so it's supposed to look scary, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, okay, it's just another enemy. Like I get what the metaphor is, but also I can still just play the game. So.
Where do you fall when you're playing the game and you go through it all? And this game's now going on 6 years. 8 years. It's 8 years. Oh gosh.
Jeez.
2018. Yeah. This game is 20. It's 8 years. In my head it was less. I feel like there's two ways. Do you view it as the daughter dealing with mom passed away, or mom dealing with daughter passed away? Because I felt like that part, unless you're kind of 100%ing it, is almost, it felt up in the air. I think they make it more clear when they 100% it, but I felt like it was like I wasn't sure who was saying goodbye to who in the game. Now Dan thinks I'm crazy.
That one is. I don't
Dan,
think
did
I
you think it
ever
was
stopped
obvious?
to think about it because I always thought it was the daughter grieving the mother because of the beginning with the statue holding
the
daughter, like as well as kind of that symbolism of the daughter looking like idolizing her mother, and so I always just assumed that was the case.
Yeah, I was torn between like what I considered the obvious one to be the daughter losing the mother, and I also had a point where I thought it might be more abstract than that, even like depending on how like the literal interpretation is the mother died and the daughter's there and the daughter's grieving, but there's a more abstract you can read it more abstractly of like any kind of loss or any kind of disappointment or anything. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
for
there's
sure.
which obviously is the case, but yeah, if you're gonna say there's a specific relationship, it's the mother daughter, but like it also felt like even if somebody didn't die, like it could be abstract to the point of somebody not even having had to have died for that to be like the image of somebody to have been crushed and with all that. But like yeah, that the crumbling and the assembling and the putting back together and the appreciating and seeing all the parts of everything. I viewed that as a maternal loss myself, but you know.
Yeah, for sure. And then when because and again they do the it's funny because they do the colors and they put words with the colors, and it's I don't know. I'm terrible. I think I'm just terrible at predicting things in games, just overall, which I feel like makes me enjoy games more than other people because I never know. Everything's a surprise to me.
Yeah, but this is abstract art. Like this is different than saying like this is a game because this one's just art. This is a game where like every aspect of it transcends what you expect a video game to be and do, and as much as like the next game you're going to be talking about certainly evokes emotion at different point. And again, I have been well stated on the next game at various points and interpretations and my thoughts on that. Like this transcends gaming in all aspects, from the music to just like the design elements they put on the screen. And I remember like both of my kids at different points when I was in probably the back third of this game, because I was playing this one on the Rogue handheld, would just like come up behind me and be like, what is going on here? And like the music swelling and the colors are flying and like it's so perfect, but again so transcendent. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but yeah.
Well, and like even the abilities kind of transcend into the meaning, because like heck with when you start off with the red, like you get to that section where like the wind blows and the only way to move forward is to literally build a hard shell around you to weather the storm. And so it's something where like as you're doing, like you're starting off like, oh, this is my defense. I'm going to weather the storm by building this hard shell around me. But then later on, as like your abilities go, like your abilities start to become a bit more of actual tools to deal with grief instead of protecting yourself from grief, to the end where like you're actively like singing and singing joy. And so even the movesets kind of translate that message.
I think that's a good bow. That's a good bow on this game right here. Because then we're going to transition to this next one, which is more game, but also more story and definitely, more very straightforward story in some parts. And we have Ori and the Blind Forest, which is a Channel 3 favorite. I'll start and just ask: Is our Metrovania something that you've played and enjoyed? Is this one out of the norm for you for gaming? How do we get to here?
So, I've only dabbled in Metroidvanias. So my first actual Metroid game was Dread.
Great game.
So, and it was a great game. It was a fun game. Zoomed through that as I was recovering from my appendectomy. So yeah, no, it was a great game. But that was like my first Metroid, and then later down the road played this game. And I have played two. Definitely still prefer the first one for the story over the second one. But yeah, no, it's out of the usual, but that's also because usually the games I play are more multiplayer, because I find that, heck, how long have I been playing Mario Kart? Mario Kart 8 in particular, like that's been my main game. I have over like 2,000 hours on it. Like it's, if I get a good multiplayer game, then I know like I'm gonna ride it until it dies. I'm gonna get good mileage out of it, and so that's typically where I stay. So unless it's a good story single player game, like I don't usually delve into too many single player games in general, let alone Metroidvanias. So yeah, it was a little outside my usual range.
So I'll ask. I'm only going to ask one more gameplay question about this one. Did you enjoy the escapes? Because to me, that's like the peak of the gameplay in this. It's still because everyone it builds and there's these big moments and there's music to it. I like this is the point of the game to me.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the escapes. Of course, the final one gave me a little bit of a headache. I figured out the whole like that one like wall jumping part. I figured that part out quickly. It was just a matter of doing everything after that quick enough. That was the part that I was struggling on. And this was streaming, like every now and then, like if I have a single player game that I'm going to play, I try to pace myself by streaming it. Cause I know if I stream it, then like, I'm not going to just knock it all out all in one weekend. So it gives me time to actually enjoy the game. Streaming this game was a little bit of a headache in terms of the finish because I spent probably like a solid half an hour to an hour trying to do the final escape. Couldn't get it. And then shortly after I ended stream, I was like, okay, I'll try like a few more times. And then I got it. And I was like, okay, of course.
There you go.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed the escapes. The escapes were pretty fun once you started to nail down what you needed to do.
And so, you brought this game up. It's on the list for the story. And again, this is a game where your story connects to the villain, not because you're a villain.
Yes.
That's not why. Because this is a game where you feel bad for the villain.
Yeah,
right? You feel for the villain. You can connect with the villain. So just take us. Yeah. I it's an antagonist. I don't even like the word villain. I don't like. Ku is a victim of her circumstances. I'm there.
Yeah. And that's like the other thing is like I think when I've heard this game talked about before, everyone brings up the beginning kind of being sad and like immediately like getting people. I kind of shrugged that off. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm like used to those types of stories. I was like, they're gonna be fine. They'll be fine at the end. Like, and sure, I mean, that's what ends up happening. Like they're fine. But Kuro and her story. Again, I was streaming my playthrough, and I got to this part, and that was one of the few times where I really wished I wasn't streaming, because I mean. Kuro's whole like origin story for why she's the antagonist was like with the light, like killing her 3 newborn owlets. And so that whole situation, like, and the fact that it was also exactly 3 kind of like just really resonated with me. Just because like whenever Cass and I lost our triplets in a miscarriage, it was a devastating time. And like what when we were talking about with Greece, like with the grief and everything and like the anger, like I can understand why Kuro was so angry and mad, because I mean in real life, like sometimes things are a mystery. We don't fully know why things happened, or maybe like later down the road we'll figure it out. But Kuro knows what the problem was, what killed her babies. And so, yeah, she's angry and has that anger and is so focused on like that stage of her grief that she never fully gets to process the other stages and gets to fully move on until right at the end where, you know, she realizes, hey, well, yeah, I mean, it's a 10-year-old game, so statute of limitations is gone on
you're
spoilers.
fine.
So, but like at the end where she realizes like her anger, like she has to choose between her anger and saving like her soon to be born outlet, and she chooses, no, I'm gonna set aside my anger and do what needs to be done to protect my child. And so that's actually why on the back of this jersey is that like end scene with Ku getting ready to hatch, because that's kind of like Ku is basically Kuro's hope moving forward, and so it's one of those things where like it's still that hope to push forward. That, I mean, people that experience miscarriages sometimes, like it can take a while to find that hope a little bit. I think the stats that I looked up the other day was like 1 in 4 people approximately experience miscarriages. So it's like it's much more common than people realize, much more common than people think. But it's an unfortunate reality that we deal with. And I'm really thankful that I had Channel 3 during that time, because all the love and support from everyone during that time. Like I think it was Frizz was the first person that I told in Channel 3 everything that had happened, and even then that was like a week or two after everything happened. But still, just like the love and support and the empathy and everyone saying, like, basically saying, hey, you're not alone in experiencing this, honestly helped me and helped us get through that difficult time. But, and of course, Kuro didn't really get that.
No.
As the only owl in that region, at least. And so, yeah, no, I just, Kuro's story really kind of just resonates with me a little bit. And yeah, definitely can understand the anger.
Oh, for sure. Right there with you. 2 of them. We had 2 miscarriages back to back, and neither one is easier than the other. It's rough, and it's part of why people need other people around them. Or you need some sort of community. You need something outside of like your little like group, or even just like you and your spouse. You need somebody outside to grab onto, to sound off on. That's the base. That's basic human connection. You gotta have.
Yeah, you need that third place, and for the longest time, my third place, I think I actually considered just Mario Kart in general as my third place, just because of the competitions I was doing, the community. Through those competitions or through like streaming, I kind of viewed that almost as like a pseudo third place. But that event, like heck, even with Channel 3, I kind of just viewed that as, oh, that's just other like more Mario Kart people that I play and hang out with. That moment was kind of like an inflection point that changed it, where, hey, no, it's not Mario Kart exactly. Like, no, Channel 3 is my third place. Like, it's not this game. It's the people I play with. Yes, I stole that from Trevgy. But
you recently you like hinted towards it, and you pulled a picture. You recently got a new tattoo to commemorate.
yeah,
you gotta remember it, right?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's the 3 Yoshi eggs with a nest of forget-me-nots on there. And so yeah, Cass and I have matching tattoos. Hers actually has color and is kind of like on her forearm, and then mine's on my right shoulder. So, but yeah.
Yeah, you guys, like you said, having that community and having just people to connect with. The owls in both horror games do not have that same community. These owls suffer in both games. You know,
They do. I'll admit, I feel partially bad with the second game because of course, I didn't necessarily have that connection,
Mhm.
but B, I've watched Phineas and Ferb, and all I could think of was Doofenshmirtz saying, "And my parents weren't there when I was born," and that's all I could. Every time I saw the main antagonist, that's all I could think of was like, "Oh, you're just Dr. Doofenshmirtz," and I. Which is unfortunate because I know in reality, it is a sad story, but at the same time, I just couldn't get that out of my head my entire playthrough.
That's Dan. That's the transition point right there. This is
Well,
actually,
no,
this is actually how we move on to the second half. Of
I'm
this
not.
list.
I'm not letting it move on yet because I do just have to say, it's important that Ray talked about statistically, 1 in 4 people, couples, whatever, go through this, but there's still a very 1950s, like just keep it to yourself thing for a lot of people. And that goes even there are people in my generation, I knew people who went through that stuff, and maybe you told really, really close friends about it, and you kind of took care of each other, but even that was not to say shameful or anything like that. It just wasn't something that you did. And fortunately the micro generation between us is a little more open with this stuff. Not to say that it makes it any easier to say oh no, at least this is happening to other people and it's not a personal curse upon me, but there's the healing in the community, there's the sharing with each other about all of that it gives you hope for the future of things, that even in a short time between, not that it makes the situation better, but you have the community that can support each other. You have the the ability to depend on one another and lift each other up. It's I just had to shout that out because it is weird just seeing over the course of time, over the course of my life, how that has just started to change and just started to crack. And you're just getting to the point now where people are talking about this stuff. And I think there was a group, the group before our generation, or during my generation, okay, at least they were seeing therapists about this stuff, and at least they were hopefully getting some sort of help in processing it. But it's good because and I say it's good not for your personal suffering, but it's good because even if there's somebody who doesn't say something, when they know that somebody else is going through it, maybe they reach out to you, or maybe they see some sort of solace or some sort of inspiration that things go on. Because, and the reason I bring it up is just because the tying it back to the game, that's the other thing that happens to Kuro at the end, is Kuro not only with the other outlet, but sees, Ori's family unit trying to come back together and realizing oh, I was about to destroy another family with my rage, and I almost perpetuated this instead of acknowledging it and processing it and making it better. And somehow I'm tying all that together to say that it's good that there are people like you out there who are willing to talk about this stuff and sharing these things, and it's not it's helping others even if you don't know that you're sharing those things is there, because it helps other people even if they can't talk about this stuff to know okay, it's it's not going to be okay today, it's not going to be okay tomorrow, it's always going to be with you, but at least it's something that you learn and becomes a part of your journey. So I just wanted to shout that out before going and letting you dunk on Mario Kart. So
no, and that's it's a good point because I mean, after what I dubbed the 2 weeks of hell of everything that was going on, like we were still planning on making the big announcement like the week that it happened was when we originally planned like, hey, we're gonna make this announcement. And so like heck, I was even coordinating with the HyperX Arena to do like a we were gonna do like a baby park like how to do a baby park 200cc tutorial or whatever, and have that like lead into like the big reveal at the arena. And then everything happened, and that kind of came to a decision time for Cass and I of like, this just happened, like the rug kind of got pulled out from under us instead of us sharing the joy of what's to come. Now it's, do we still share the joy of what we had? Or do we deal with this in silence? And ultimately we chose like, no, we're going to share that we had this joy. And while it may have been taken from us, like we're not going to sit here in silence because we know that being in silence isn't going to help us. And I think the more we talk about it, the more we get comfortable with it. Of course, I always am a fan of using the box and ball where in terms of dealing with grief over time, because like while the box may get bigger and the button stays in the same place, the box may get bigger, so the ball can bounce more without like triggering it. The button's still there and the ball can still hit the button at times. And so I acknowledge that even as some people are listening to this, like this might be the time where the ball's hitting the button. But just know that the ball is not always going to hit the button. So
yeah, I'll be more blunt. Growing up and around a bunch of Irish Catholic repressed people, it doesn't work. Don't bottle it up, people. Mm-hmm. Even if it's not if it's not something you have a community to share it with, you gotta get this stuff out and you gotta process things, because otherwise it blows up. So no, that's my way of saying thank you for, whether you appreciate what you're doing for, good, you understood you needed to do it for you and for Cass as much as anything, but that it's going to help other people is more important than you realize. And I thank you for that. So, for what that's worth, not that
appreciate it.
And now's the point where we get to move to your honorable mentions and talk about Sonic Cross Worlds, because
and you know what? And Ariel might be happy about it, but let me tell you, Sega might be just as depressed as Greece is about this game.
Well, I like
honestly, I don't know why.
I'm just glad the GIF got executed. I wanted properly. That's all. For anybody who does not see, eventually now, aerialapostle has been wearing and planned before Ray got on, was wearing a Mario Kart hat up until this point of the podcast, and ceremonially switched to a Sonic hat at this point. So
it's a nice hat.
Yes. So
you two, yeah. There's some side. I told Ariel there's some Sonic hat I picked up today that I was like, oh, that looks like a good prize counter item that I grabbed. So there will be a Sonic hat in the prize counter probably week. What week 9 next week? I guess not this week, week 8, but whatever. This week I already had loaded up, so it's next week. But you'll see it in there at some point. But anyway, so your first honorable mention is Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, which is we're on the podcast with the number one champion of this game in the entire world, because to Ray's point, Sega is dunking on their own game at this point. I don't know.
I am so that entire report confused the hell out of me.
That's the thing. I'm pretty sure with that report, it was more on Rumble than
it was absolutely. They were absolutely dunking on Rumble for sure.
Rumble. Just sales overall.
They had a very negative outlook overall. Rumble was the
big
Rumble is
flop for them.
the forefront of that. But like also, again, as I say, most of the time with these things, not to say post-mortem, but like, can you put duh on an autopsy? I don't know, but you know, I'm sorry, your half-cooked Fall Guys knockoff didn't work out for you the way you thought it was gonna, Sega. That
yeah,
but also duh. So I don't know.
I played it for a few days too. Like I put a controller on everything. I thought it could have been. I thought it could have been. It's weird. Fall Guys has I say it all the time. Fall Guys has the perfect mechanics and physics, and why other games don't just rip it off like exactly. They try to do their own thing, and it's always you always feel like you're walking on ice. Because Fall Guys is the only one that they move correctly.
Yeah,
that's all.
Well, because you have to be.
It's just like, plus it's like on your phone. It's a mobile game, and so it's like if your internet connection's good, then it's like it's okay. But most of the time, it's just mushy and bleh.
Well, it's not just that like there have been so many games through history where they've gotten in trouble because they went and pulled like the source code on everything, and like you just went and built your game on top of ours. And it's so easy to like random people on Reddit will find out that you did that. You don't need a team of lawyers and investigators to do that now. So they can't just go in and say, we're going to build Fall Guys again, because like if they get too close, yes, they are going to get smacked for it. So I at least appreciated that Sonic. We're not here to talk Sonic Rumble. I appreciated though what Sonic Rumble felt distinct in a good way. Versus Fall Guy, Stumble Guys, I mean, but
yes,
it was on phones and Steam. I'm sorry, like if you're not gonna, you need that on consoles. Like that's just not gonna. I can't play it on my phone. Yes, I have a PlayStation controller hooked up to my phone. I don't care. Like I can't play that on my phone. Let's get serious, people. To borrow from a prior podcast, get
the middle school kids like it though.
It's that, and there's a lot of things that felt like a major cash grab. With the microtransactions in that game.
And when you build your entire existence to depend on that. You're guess what? Let me help here. Listen, gaming industry. Ariel, give me one moment here. I know this is your podcast. Okay. Gaming industry. Sit down with Uncle Dan for a minute.
Explain it, Dan.
If your business model on the whiteboard says microtransactions and that's the end of your business model, stop there. It's not gonna work.
No, Fortnite's doing okay.
Yeah, but that's it. That's been that. Look at the Overwatch may be okay as of like 3 weeks or 3 days into the rebranding of we're just Overwatch again, and they just went back and rolled everything back to Overwatch 1, but like how many other times does it fail? Like you can't just say like, oh, we're gonna go get a piece of that Fortnite pie. That behemoth it's already there, guys. You can't just shut down. Do that.
High Guard didn't make it 2 weeks.
But then there's all those gacha games.
And those kind of
but those gacha games are also like, guess what? To be clear, those games are not marketed to this country or continent.
No,
those games are marketed to a very different country and have an ironclad grasp on the Chinas of the world.
They do. They love them.
And but it's not just that. It's like they're in that market. You're not going to break into that market where those games that are built on that are successful. You're like, the West is blocked out. Like you are not. There's a wall up there. You're not going to get that, guys. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here because I have an Ariel. I want you to understand. There's a clock up right now. Okay. Okay. I'm holding my Switch up to the camera right now here with Sonic Cross Worlds. It's on sale for the Switch and the Switch 2 right now. And your job in the next X minutes is to convince me to press this button here.
Yeah, once again, like you have every system, and every time you pull up the Switch to buy a third-party game, I'm absolutely baffled.
this is one that like everything I've seen and done with like the Switch plays well.
No, stop it.
My-
It doesn't matter how well it plays on
I don't care what
Nintendo.
it
plays better somewhere else.
All right, fine. Here, how about this? I'll pick my phone up. You can pick the app of choice, okay?
I would like. I personally have it on PlayStation 5.
Of course,
however, if you get it on the Switch, because I feel like it's like double check that. I'm pretty sure it's the Switch version, not the Switch 2 version. The Switch 2 version, granted, if the Switch 2 version isn't discounted, it's only a $10 upgrade.
Both are discounted. They fixed that. It's only $6 more to get the Switch 2 version, as a matter of fact. So you don't have to spend the $10. So even better.
Yeah, even better than disregard that section. All right, so
I kid. Let's talk Sonic Crossworlds.
I'm like, man, if the past few months of me advertising it and being the Sonic Racing Crossworlds peddler on Channel 3 for like since before September, whenever it launched. I mean, I guess I'll start with this. Sonic Racing Crossworlds went the direction that I wanted Mario Kart to go. Mario Kart World, like I'm at the point where I'm not necessarily going to be a hater on it. I'm going to do my best not to hate on it, but all the changes.
Hang on, I have to stop you real quick. Because I'm going to end your hater discussion. You're not going to be a hater because you're there playing it you're there playing it with us every week. A hater would not play it. You may not be the grand champion carrying the torch of switching your hat to Mario Kart World from Sonic Crossworlds, but to be clear, I am stopping anybody out there who wants to say you're hating on it. So please continue. You don't have to be one or the other. You're not hating on it, but you can champion Crossworlds and feel there are flaws in the world. But continue on.
Anyways, like a lot of the changes with that they made from 8 Deluxe to World were more of, hey, it's going to be open world. They built it around Knockout Tour, which don't get me wrong, I love Knockout Tour. Knockout Tour I actually do find really fun. But like they changed how the driving feels. They added all these jumps and rail grinds, which can be fun until you start getting into the nitty gritty of like, if you want to be competitive, you have to know all these twists and churns and these headache inducing like wall grinds and whatnot. Like it starts to get ridiculous real quick. And so like pretty early on it was, also they got rid of inward drifting. And
that's right. That is a personal attack.
Yeah, they got rid of inward drifting and they got rid of Y as being a default option for accelerate. So now I have to actually use button mapping to change things. But like they made all of those changes and like it's okay to enjoy it casually for me. But after being so used to like the years of being in the competitive scene, it feels so weird for me to play a Mario Kart game and not be competitive with it. Whereas Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the direction they went was, hey, here's all these kart parts, or I guess technically machine parts in the game. We're going to give you all the different ways to customize them. You're going to get custom paint jobs. You're able to mix and match different parts within that like machine class. There's a lot of different things with the characters. Like it's not necessarily like a weight class. It's more of like kind of like an ability class almost, because you got like acceleration, speed, handling, power, and like all those characters are sorted into those, as well as your machines are sorted into those. So you can mix and match and be like, cool, handling and power, or I want handling and speed. Typically I go handling and speed. I go handling and boost because I use the extreme gear because I was a big fan of Sonic Riders. But I'm also able to change like the colors because ultimately with like competitive Mario Kart World, right now it's a lot of people on swoop bikes. I mean, people playing swoop and on the Rob Hog. So it's everyone looking the exact same. Wouldn't it be so much better if I was at the starting line and people knew it was me because my Rob Hogg was like blue and silver or like different colors? Like that's the element that I'm missing, because ultimately, like, these types of games will eventually form a meta. People will all be racing the same thing. We had it with Mario Kart 8, where it was all Waluigi Wiggler, and then it transitioned to people Yoshi on the Teddy Buggy. Like, but at least with Yoshi on the Teddy Buggy, everyone could be different colors. Like, there is still some individuality within the meta. Whereas with Sonic Racing Crossroads, you can make your cart individual to yourself. Along with there's the whole gears mechanic where you can change. Heck, you can change how your cart even drives with the gears mechanic. You can change, like right now, the way I usually do it is I have a fourth drift charge that will make me temporarily invincible, as well as like a handling kit that gives me some extra stats here and there. But you can change, you can add different gears that allows you to either like get more of the speed boost item. Like, it changes how your speed boost items can work. As you go through item boxes, you can actually have some gears that'll be like, cool, you're going to get like bigger rockets instead of just normal rockets. Or, hey, you're more likely to get traps instead of like defensive items instead of offensive items. Things like that that you can actually like manipulate with your gear system. So there's like a lot of customization in terms of just the driving part itself. And then not only that, but if you host lobbies, you can actually change the playlist of what tracks you can use too. You can actively make it where, like, cool, I want all the tracks that are based off of Sonic Unleashed. And you just change all the crossworlds, change all the normal tracks. And there you go. Now you're guaranteed to only play tracks based off of Sonic Unleashed. Or you could do that for Sonic Colors or any of the other games. But along with the item customization, but that, and like, you got all of that on launch, and now we're getting free DLC on top of the DLC stuff that we're already paying for if you bought the DLC pack. But like, all these free characters and all these community updates, like, just got done with Festival for Super Monkey Ball, because AA is in the game now. Was just added on Wednesday night. And like, they had a Super Monkey Ball Festival from Thursday through Sunday. And then in 2 weeks, they're adding 2 characters from the Sonic comics, the IDW comics. It's the first time that these characters are ever going to be playable, Tangle and Whisper. And every time they introduce a character, they do this little festival thing. You're able to get like special decals and a bunch of tickets and whatnot. And like, it just feels like it actually engages the community to participate in, and like, cool, there's new characters here. But I will say the menu part, the menu navigation can be a little tricky and cumbersome. That is a fault that I will own to. But
you don't have to take the fall for it. You don't have to take ownership. You can acknowledge it, but you're not going to take the fall for it here. This is real Stockholm syndrome going on here.
It's definitely Ariel's fault.
It's something where, like, Sonic as a whole, like, it's gone through ups and downs, and like being a fan of Sonic in and of itself can be weird, because you don't want to be associated with certain circles of that fandom.
It gets don't Google that, kids. Don't.
No. Sonic does not have reproductive organs.
No, moving on. Keep it moving. Keep moving. Yep.
But like, it's something where like community sentiment on some games are high and then they go low. Like, heck, even with like Frontiers, like, I know we've gone back and forth on that, but like, I'm kind of high. Like, I'm relatively high on that game because I enjoy the soundtrack. Again, for everyone in the cart chat, it does slap harder than Rusty's Mom on a Saturday night. And
put that in the bingo card for this episode, kids.
And like I think it lays the groundwork for Sonic games moving forward. Like I think there's something there. It clearly wasn't well refined in Frontiers, but there's something there for them to build off of. Whereas like, but I also understand the sentiment of people who don't like it because the platforming was bleh. Like a lot of people didn't like the openness of the open world. Like I get it, but then there's also people who don't like Unleashed, or people who like colors but don't, and those who don't. Like it's such a weird. It's weird with the games because you have.
I was gonna say there's people who are like me who are older and like I've never understood a 3D Sonic game. And then there's you two who are going to attack me for that, and I'm not asking you to.
Those are best games.
It's just you're asking to go fast in one direction. That's one thing, but
Except you don't go fast, Dan. Except you don't go fast in your old games. You don't go fast. You jump really slowly all the time to get around these walls.
Not if you do it right.
Don't go fast.
I think for me, the like what draws me in with the 3D Sonic games is you actually get you get some of Sonic's personality in the old 2D games, like whenever he's like waiting and stomping his feet and stuff.
Yeah.
And looking, like you get some of the personality, but like, yeah, you actually get the attitude. You get like, you actually understand his personality, how much of just like a free spirit he is. And like, I deeply appreciate that part of the 3D Sonic games is you get that story and you understand more of who Sonic actually is instead of just a blue hedgehog that runs across my screen. And so I think that's more of what I enjoy with the 3D Sonic games. Plus, I mean, we talked about Sonic Adventure 2 in my first one, so that's still my favorite game of all time. But yeah, no, Sonic Racing Crossroads it's a game that I still have not mastered, but it's also still a game where I have fun no matter where I finish. I don't have to finish first to have fun. Like I am genuinely still having a great time just playing the game. Whereas like, because Mario Kart World is still in the vein of Mario Kart, I don't necessarily have that. Just because of how wired my head is to be super competitive in Mario Kart. But Crossroads, with it being totally different, like my head is like, I'm okay with whatever, because I'm still jamming to the songs. I'm still appreciating all the references from all the previous games that they put in the tracks and the music. Like just everything about the game, I'm just having fun.
It's on the same sale price for Steam, Switch 2, and PlayStation 5. I'm not checking Xbox. It's not my problem, but I will. I listen. I'm here. I'm here for it. I'll figure it out. I just hate doing the PlayStation rate just because like I feel so confined.
You have,
and when a game translates well,
you have.
No. This is not a me problem. Like I have to take the Steam element out of that one because the kids want to play that one too, and that just won't work. that will not fly. Either it's a PS5 or it's a Switch 2. That's where we're gonna be with that. But
I think Funk has the Switch 2 version, and he said that it was pretty good on there. So
is it Capcom on the Switch 2 good, or is it Bethesda on the Switch 2 good? That's my new rating scale for third-party Switch games. Capcom, the hair and Pragmata is the only thing that I can tell the difference of watching Switch 2 footage versus PS5 footage. Like it, honestly, like it, whatever it is that Capcom's doing, they get what's going on with the Switch 2. Bethesda is the other end of the spectrum of the worst case scenario. How did they make Fallout 4 look like it was on the PS2 still? Those are your two spectrums. Two ends of the spectrum.
I'd be willing to bet that it's on the better side of the spectrum, just because when it originally released in September, they only released the Switch version because they did not get the Switch 2
the dev kit. Yeah, the dev kits were few and far between. Yeah.
So and they wanted to make sure that they actually utilized all that the Switch 2 could do whenever, or at least what they could do at this moment. Of course, no one does the console's maximum at the very beginning. But they wanted to at least utilize what the Switch 2 could do more. And so that's why, like, I think the digital version for the Switch 2 didn't come out till early December. So like they took their time making sure that it was at least a noticeable upgrade
Optimized,
compared to the Switch version. Yeah, it was a lot more optimized. So
let me know, Funk. You got time. You got a little bit of time to let me know, Funk, whether it's 5 or 2. That's all I need to know.
It's 5. All right, game number 2 on this honorable mention list, and it's Super Mario Party Jamboree. And I say this with all the love in the world because I do love it. Is there any game that we're not going to make a league out of at this point? Because I mean, I'm waiting. At some point, I assume, like when the next Animal Crossing happens, I assume there's going to be like the turnip wars again or something. Like, there'll be some way to do it.
See, Ray wasn't there. Ray wasn't there for Dad Gaming Animal Crossing days. There were fishing tournaments. There were bug catching tournaments. Ray.
That's what, like I'm saying. Like anything, it doesn't matter what the game is.
Ruben made them happen, Ray. Ruben made them happen. Even the Facebook days.
What if we competed in Mario Party? and now we're here.
Yeah, we're here. To go off of that question, yeah, shout out to the 2 clubs that I'm actually an admin of: Green Hill Racing for Sonic Racing Crossworlds and the Mario Party Club. Granted, I share a Mario Party Club with Ryan Mack, but this was Mario Party League was as soon as we saw that there was pro mode, I remember pitching the idea of, hey, what if we did like some type of league thing? And then Mac ran with it for season 1 with a little help from me, and then I kind of took over moving forward on that. But now it's Jamboree is like, I thought Superstars was really good, and don't get me wrong, it's still really good. But Jamboree, like having the pro mode, helped make it feel a little bit more competitive even though it's Mario Party. And like there's still plenty of Mario Party moments, which is why we will probably never see Frizz or Ganon Slayer show up in these in these competitions. But no, it's just ultimately, I think this game I've had like the most fun playing with friends. I've actually played it more with people, thanks in part to it me being with Channel 3 while playing it. But yeah, no, just the previous games, especially Super Mario Party. Yeah, Mac and I have already decided we're never going to try Super Mario Party because I think both of us got rid of that game as soon as we got Jamboree. Like I held on to it a little bit while I had Superstars, but once I got Jamboree, I was like, yeah, no, we're getting rid of our copy of Super Mario Party. We're not playing this garbage.
So is this your favorite Mario Party? Is this the best one?
I would say it's my favorite, just purely for, well, I wouldn't say purely, but there's a lot of memories and a lot of fun that has been had through this game. I will caveat it with this. This is one of the games that really grinds my gears in terms of the Switch 2 versions that have been out, because the Switch 2 version for this game was not worth the $20 that I spent on it. And while I just dunked on Super Mario Party, at least Super Mario Party had the team mode. There was a team mode already on there. Yeah, no, the duo mode for Jamboree is locked behind the $20 Switch 2 edition paywall for no reason whatsoever. And even like, if they just made the duo mode and the frenzy mode like free DLC, then like I guarantee hardly anyone would have actually bought the Switch 2 edition. So they probably knew that and just kept it bundled with the Switch 2 edition so that some people would still be enticed to actually buy it. Because
But
it's not worth getting a camera for.
no, that camera's terrible. Last question. Are they...
I tried using game chat with Ray last night, Ariel. I too had to set it up for the first time, and Ray's like, terms and conditions, what the...
As soon as Dan does it, I say, yeah, well, sure, I'll turn this off for the first time. Why not? I know I set it up originally, and then it says, hey, by the way, now you have a child in your account, so you need the parental app to make sure that you're not the kid who's trying to get on. And I was like, no, I'm done.
I didn't have that. I did have to go like
already.
It was the first time I signed into it. I had to sign in and use a QR code and everything, but I already have the parental app, so
I don't have the parental
I was
app.
set, I guess.
I was like, nope, you've too many steps. Game chat is the worst design choice ever.
I actually kind of wanted to try it for tennis. I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen.
I don't know who that feature was made for.
Especially when so many people like are already using Discord. Like,
anybody who chats,
Discord.
anyone who's communicating is on Discord, and everyone else are parents and kids that they don't want them to communicate with people. Like there is no third category of people who really want to chat with others and are unaware of how to chat with others.
Right, and it's there's like one Bowser mini game or whatever that's like specifically like Switch 2 edition that's like just, hey, you gotta clap to the beat or whatever. The problem is the darn Switch 2 picks up the music, and so as you're trying to clap, it's saying, oh, you're clapping early, you're clapping late or whatever, because it's picking up the music. And so the only way that we were able to actually play it is by muting the TV, which defeats the purpose of a rhythm game. So it's like, I thought it was supposed to cancel out the background noise.
That would make sense. Oh man!
Oh my god!
So, I look at that, all that, and I didn't even make it to my last question. Is Nintendo going to figure out how to name its Switch 2 games properly? Because these official titles that include Nintendo Switch 2 edition, like this. Like it can't. It's not okay. We can't keep doing it. The Mario Wonder, it's got to be the worst named game of all time. That's about to come out next month.
What, the Wonder Bell Park or whatever? I don't even remember what it is.
It's just like, is Mario Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition? Welcome to Mirabelle Park.
Yeah.
And the cover is like the regular game, and then it's like somebody did like really bad Photoshop and just put two pictures together.
I updated the Channel 3 art to include it on the game.
Mess.
So if you need to see it, just go to it on Channel 3 because it's on there now.
We're not in a good place. There's got to be a better way.
Well, like heck, even if they just left it as Switch 2 edition, like it's still not good. But then they are like, oh, let's dress it up because like even with Jamboree, it's like, oh, plus Jamboree TV or whatever, and it's like no one really understands what the Jamboree TV thing really is. Like, just say it's the Switch 2 edition and move on. Like, why are we trying to dress it up as like, oh, it's this fancy new thing when it's like, no, it's just you added some stuff for the Switch 2.
You extended it, which is fine.
It was so much easier when no one played the Wii U, so they could just say, "Oh, we're going to put Pikmin 3 and Splatoon 2 on the Switch, and no one's going to know what happened here." Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Here you go, everybody. Like, wait, there was one person who told me they had a Wii U, and they no. This is I don't know what you're talking about. Here you go.
Nintendo Land on the Wii U slapped pretty hard, though. I will say, real ones now. Nintendo Land was actually pretty fun.
I'm not a real one. I can tell you that right.
My son got that for Christmas as part of his Wii U recovery project. So It's that's on the to-do list to check out.
The Luigi's Mansion mini game was like my favorite game to play with friends. That game is so much fun. Yeah. Anyways,
well, let's move into your third honorable mention, which of course had to be Repo,
yes.
which I will, in a non-derogatory way, say that you've been. No, I said because I'm gonna reference the term friend slop that has Repo has helped to bring this about, and there's a derogatory way to say it because there are games that are clearly somebody put a bunch of prompts into AI and shoved games out, but like no, some of these have been crafted to be there, but it's not the matter of like what the game or the gameplay is so much as it is the interactions, I think, and the times you're hanging out with people and having fun. That's the friend part's the more important part of that in this case.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's I think it was kind of funny as I was going through the honorable mentions. I kind of like the phrase that, of course, Trav G famously coined, and I have on my little notebook of "It's not the game, it's who you play with."
Flash that up there again. I gotta see. How that turned out pretty well. Okay, good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad.
Turned out
Wonderful.
Well. But the honorable mentions kind of go through a spectrum of that a little bit. Because with Sonic Racing Crossworlds, I think there's 11 people in the Green Hill Racing Club. There's not too many of us that have it, and I'm still trying to get events to actually get going so that people start playing a bit more, since it's not as well established as Mario Kart is. But so like that's kind of like more the game than the people that I play with. And then Mario Party is like very much like the game is frustrating, but then you also have like the personalities of the people. Then you have Repo, where it's very much more the people and not necessarily the game. So, but I mean, the game has an overall simple concept of, hey, cool, we're going through this like quote unquote haunted area, I guess, as little, I think the term is like semi-bots or something, but we're just like little robots going through and picking up collectibles and getting them, turning them in for cash to meet a certain quota. And then in between rounds, we'll use the excess cash to purchase upgrades and whatnot. And then along the way, you, of course, run into different various monsters who do different things. One will throw a little head at you, and that head will explode. One will target one individual person and chase them throughout the entire house. One will fly around and have like a little green cone, and if you happen to walk into that green cone field of vision, then he's coming in, swooping in, and grabbing you, and dealing a decent amount of damage. So like, but all of them do very unique things, and there's different ways that we have to play around it. But they also lead to a lot of hilarious moments. I think there's like one clip where like they had just introduced like 10 new monsters in an update just before Halloween. We were playing and someone was freaking out because a tricycle rolled in, and we were like, it's just a tricycle or whatever. It starts ringing its bell, and I didn't think anything of it. And all of a sudden, like the little like ghost doll child thing appears on the tricycle and starts like literally beating me to death. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's going on here. And it was just like, oh, it's just a tricycle like with nothing on it. It's just a ghost tricycle going through, and all of a sudden
nothing terrible could happen here. No,
nothing could happen here. And so no, it's very much like the people that I play with on Thursday nights. Like we all have great chemistry and great fun playing those games. Oftentimes, King of Lies is a very big fan of the game and knows all the ins and outs, knows like, cool, this round we have like, I think he's like, oh, it's we're on round 2, so it'll be like 1 level 2 monster and 2 level 1s or something like that, because I guess there's levels associated with each monster. And then meanwhile, there's me just like going through like, cool, I'm going to see a monster. I don't know what I'm expecting, but I'm just going to run through the store willy-nilly and hope for the best. And then like Cass has even gotten into it, along with play with my brother. Sometimes Ian will come in just to find safety and refuge in his home, aka the toilet. So we just have
you just have to go back through Ariel's clips and you'll understand what he means. He's yeah.
So but it's ultimately it's just a really fun game where we just interact and create our own little inside jokes. But that's ultimately it's a game that's kind of like Lethal Company, but it's in early access. So
listen, for anybody who doesn't know, like, just it's the story bots, or what happens if they ended up on meth. Like, that's just
yes.
Don't do drugs, kid. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids, or you also go from being a story bot to this. So it's
and Cass was a preschool teacher, so she would very much appreciate that.
She'll understand the reference then. So yes, famed Fortnite characters, the robots from Repo. That's the other one. My son's like, is that the story bot in Fortnite? I'm like, no, it's this game. Now let's talk future games. Future game you're looking forward to. One that I had to stop Ray pre-taping from going off about, because I made the mistake of asking if our friend aerialapostle here has been playing Mario Tennis Fever, was looking to pick it up, and I was reminded that until Mario Baseball makes a return,
the people want it, Dan.
aerialapostle will not be coming back.
Look, why do we have another tennis game on the Switch family of systems whenever we have not had baseball since the Wii? Okay, it's like Superstar Baseball. I love that game on the GameCube. Loved it. I think I remember my dad ended up getting me Toadstool Tour like the next year or whatever. I was like, I don't care about golf. No offense to the golf guys, but I don't. It's golf. I mean, granted, I was also like, second grade or third grade or something. But I was like, I want to play baseball. Like, baseball's fun. I grew up in a baseball household. We always cheered on for the Cardinals. So, I like. Baseball was the sport for me growing up. So I loved Superstar Baseball and like trying to 100% it, trying to beat it on the hardest difficulty and everything. And then Super Sluggers, I remember when it was announced, and I remember like the marketing, like the promotional marketing stuff they did, like the online baseball trading cards. Do you guys remember those? They had like an online they had like a website that was just baseball cards. It was just digital baseball cards, and you had to go to like different websites to try to find these baseball cards, because they would pop up as little like ad banners on cartoonnetwork.com or like nickelodeon.com or like something like that. And so it's kind of like an Easter egg hunt to try to collect all of the baseball cards of all the characters that were going to be in Super Sluggers. And I remember like trying to complete that and stuff, and going on like different forums to figure out like, cool, this guy got like this specific card from this website and stuff. This guy got like King K. Rool from this other site and stuff. Like, I distinctly remember like trying to find all the websites that had those ad banners just to fill out that baseball card collection. I'm sure that website's like come and gone for a long time now, but I still like, that was something that I enjoyed, that style of marketing. Like, it was very interactive marketing. And then once Super Sluggers came out, of course, 100% of that, enjoyed the time with that. But now it's like, now we're at a time where, cool, I'm in Channel 3. We have a bunch of guys who play golf, and now we're having a bunch of people playing tennis. I know we have like the Super Mega Baseball stuff, or at least we used to have that. Like,
they're gearing up now. We're getting ready for the spring league, baby. It's coming.
We're basically the only ones that play that game too. It's the game's closed off. It's just us.
So like, I genuinely just want Mario Baseball so that I can play in a league with Channel 3, because I think that would be so much fun to actually play like a baseball game that I would absolutely love. As long as they don't give it the strikers treatment.
Well, it's because this one. So each of the sports has has their contractor that they have developed for it. And Bandai Namco,
They're the sluggers, right? Because Bandai Namco is doing everything.
Bandai Namco does Sluggers. Castle, whatever. Camelot does
tennis.
Does tennis and golf.
And Strikers.
Yeah, no, Strikers is somebody else. Strikers is
right.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, because there is like a subsection of Bandai Namco that was helping with the development of World,
next level games
of Mario Kart World. Like there is some element.
Bandai Namco is developing every Mario game right now.
They are gigantic, and they have their own franchises. They have their own RPGs. They have Tekken. Like they're not a small company, and they are working on Smash Brothers. To be very like, that's not a rumor, that's not hearsay. Like they hired for Smash Brothers years ago.
My God, if they announced Smash Brothers this week, I'm gonna be so happy.
I don't know if they're gonna announce that this week, but like
it could happen, Dan.
It could happen, yes. But I'm just saying, like, Smash Brothers being worked on is a known quantity. Unknown quantity is what Sakurai's level of involvement is with it, if it is more than 0. But like, Bandai Namco is not a small company. They could have a team working on this game. I don't understand, because like, I'm like, Japan still likes baseball. This is not a cultural something that fell apart in Japan. Like, no,
absolutely,
yeah, at Dodgers.
Exactly. That should be like we have yet to peak on the talent being brought over from Japan. So baseball is still like culturally active over there. I was trying to like, I don't know what the deal is. Like, did the Wii just kill it, or is it that baseball is like they have a release cycle for their games on the systems, right? Like, tennis is strangely early cycle for the 64, for the GameCube, for the Switch. Like, it's early cycle because they don't want to release all their games at once. Then golf comes after that. Then Strikers is in there. Like, have they just not gotten to baseball with the Wii U? And they just said, I guess, so they never had a plan for it for Switch. Like, they forgot, at the third act of the console, we should be putting out a baseball game to continue our sports development cycle. And they just forgot, like, we had a console that lasted more than 2 years, so we were supposed to release a baseball game. We just forgot to. I don't know, man.
It does feel like they just forgot to do it. But the tinfoil hat theory is that when we have the period of no baseball in 2027 during the walkout, thanks to the Dodgers, that's when they're going to insert themselves and be like, hey, baseball's still a thing. You just play it at home now instead of watching MLB.
So they are developing it now, and they've got a position for next. That makes perfect. I'm in. You know what? I'm in for this. I'm sold. You did mention
as a quest response at some point.
the back-to-back tennis games, it just still feels very strange to me.
Hey,
that's all I got.
It plays well.
Aces
were good, and as I said, Fever, like, this is what you want to see on a Switch too. Like, the game looks, it's polished, it's good.
Also,
it looks.
Fever brought things back. Aces went. I think Aces is actually just too difficult of a game, and Fever is easier.
No, it's not. You're weak, and you're weak.
No, Aces is a hard game. I didn't say to play. It's a difficult game. It's a very high entry point.
Give me the skill.
And Nintendo went back and said we need it to be that everyone can just pick it up and play whenever they feel like.
Give me that skill issue gift for Frizz. You get that one for free, people. Just type it in. It's an Easter egg. You don't need to put that in the shop. That one's a freebie. I don't put freebies in the Easter eggs. Don't go in the shop. Anyway, you did mention though Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. So the love for Batman on all things screens is coming up here.
Yeah, I figured I'd add that because, the baseball one's just like a theoretical,
that's not going to happen
tangible right now. But but like the Lego Batman, like that's actually like announced, it's coming later this year. Like, and that one, like, I never really got into the Lego Batmans. Like Lego Star Wars, I was all over. I played all of the Lego Star Wars games and stuff, except for 3, the Clone Wars, even though I really want to play that game because Clone Wars is my favorite era. Anyway, but Lego Batman, like, because it was usually its own story and stuff, and so it just never really drew me in. And then watching the trailers and realizing, like, wait, no, they're giving us Arkham fighting mechanics in Lego form. Like, as well as, like,
the Nolan movies and
we're going through the Nolan movie. Yeah, like, we're actually going through the movies on top of, like, oh, we're doing Arkham fighting mechanics. Like, this is awesome. This is great. Like, and so, yeah, no, like, it's overall like that. Like, I mean, yeah,
we're gonna get Robert Pattinson's Batman in a Lego game before we get the Batman 2.
Exactly. Like, it looks like it's going to be a really fun time, and I hope they do it justice better than they did the Skywalker saga, because I wasn't that big of a fan of Lego Star Wars Skywalker saga. More because a lot of the planets ended up being very repetitive in terms of, like, trying to complete it, and it's also voice acting in a Star Wars Lego game in particular just felt a little weird. I know you could toggle it, but
as opposed to the old school ones where they just clearly took a tape recorder up to a CRT TV and recorded the dialogue from Star Wars. But okay, yeah. That's...
Hey man, I really enjoyed just watching Qui-Gon Jinn attempt to say something just to, like, have X's for eyes and just die right there.
Did Qui-Gon Jinn's dog bark in the background when someone recorded the dialogue off of the TV for that? That's
I don't know. But yeah, no, I think they're gonna do. I hope that they do Lego Batman, like, justice and, like, properly honoring all of what has made Batman what he is today. So.
Go back to the 40s, you cowards. Start from the beginning. Don't just start at Adam Western. Go all the way back. All right.
There's some questionable stuff today.
Yes, no argument. Let's go to a question from the Channel 3 history books we picked for you to discuss. And really, you're getting a two-parter today, Ariel.
Ooh,
1,
okay.
Prove to us you're not AI.
Banana bread.
No, that's that. No, that one's. No, I don't believe you then.
But I have physical banana bread. I do have. I actually have little hats for banana bread. Crap. And I'm gonna have to recall everything that I tried to philosophically write down for Talos Principle, even though I still haven't finished that game because I'm a bad noodle. You know, I mean, even though we brought up statistics, I think the conversation we had earlier in regards to grief and going through those emotions, I mean, AI won't be able to really experience that stuff. So would that count? Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so part 2 then, Ariel. Why might we be? What might make us think you actually might be AI?
Banana bread.
All right, there we go. Yep, that's sold. I'm done. Ray. I'm done.
That sounds right?
Oh, that was the perfect setup.
I was hoping you were going to come back to that with the second part once you did that. I was like, now you got to save that for part 2. Okay.
So what is AI's favorite feature on Channel 3?
Oh. I think I'd say my favorite feature is a pretty new one, the event chat. That was something that I think was added within the recent month or so. But, like, because it's something where, like, whenever we do cups or when we do all these other events, like, there's people in the club that aren't necessarily always participating in it. Like, usually we are, but, like, we end up trying to coordinate stuff within the chat, and some things can get lost in translation. But now there's, like, a specific event chat where it's like, hey, cool, we just look at this event, like everyone signed up for it, and now we're just looking and everything's being coordinated in there. I think that's a really cool thing that was implemented. But I will say chat in general as well, to kind of cheat, just because, I mean, it's the cornerstone of us conversing with everyone. There's a lot of versatility that's there, as well as it's a friendly reminder that Channel 3 as a whole is still ultimately one giant social experiment in a way. And it's always evolving, always growing, always changing. And so sometimes we get a little chatmageddon because something might have broken in the code or whatever. But it's always a friendly reminder that there's always updates, there's always constant change, because Joel cares about this so much to make it a better product for everyone using it. So, yeah.
And on that note, we've made it to the end of another Warrior 3. Thank you, Ariel, for being with us. You can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning at 3:33 a.m. Eastern on all the major platforms, including Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this all together. Our theme song is by Caster Garden. And for our executive producer, Joel Willis, have a good day, everybody.
Boom, done, all set.
Did it.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Seriously, appreciate it. It was good.
Yeah. No, I think there's like one piece that I left out with Greece. I played that the weekend, like literally the weekend following when we found out that we were having triplets. So,
that's a different headspace.
Yeah, it was very awkward. It's like, oh, I'm playing a game about grief as like we just found out that we had triplets and like we knew we were pregnant, but now there's 3 of them and that's 3 all at the same time, and that's a lot of different.
Have I died too young and have I failed these children and left them all alone to wander the world and have to find themselves? No, yeah, okay, great. That's good luck with that.
On top of, how am I going to fund this? Because now everything's like 3 like everything's triple now, like triple the car seats, triple the diapers. Like, how in the world am I doing?
Yeah, I see the financial side. You know what? Probably figured that out easier than you can figure out the zone handling of that. Good luck. Yeah, good luck. So. Nah, man, appreciate it though. So we'll have you out for this Wednesday, and yeah, cool.
Yeah, that'll be good. Cool,
right, man. Well, glad that notebook turned out. I never see them. I that's why I was like, I just want to make sure they turn out properly. That the covers turn out as well as I hope they do. So
that was the other thing I forgot. Dang it! Because I wrote notes in my notebook, but I also had notes in my phone, specifically because part of the reason why I redeemed this podcast was slightly out of spite of Ray, because I was going to call out. See here,
I'm kind of glad I'm still recording for whatever this is.
Go ahead, call it out. Let's hear it.
Episode 134 with gaming off the beaten path at 31 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, God,
this aired on 1 October 2025. And so that means this was recorded less than a week after the game was released. Ray said, and I quote, "Go play your Sonic racing game for 2 months, and then when no one plays it, you come let me know."
Sega thinks no one wants to play this game, by the way.
Ray, I have concerns about the general bringing of receipts that has happened over the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm getting real concerned.
Listen, it's great because people tell me they like send me like, "Hey, you said this." It's like, if you say so. If you say,
do you know in episode 34 you said this? No, I truly do not know I said that. I'll take your word for it. I believe you, but do I know it? Absolutely not.
Oh yeah, that's why I have the timestamp and everything.
There are dozens of you playing Sonic. By the way, it's funny you're talking about the customizing and everything. You know who really who agrees with all your customization? Lord Sakurai. Lord,
No, and I'll admit that's why I said everything against World and not Air Riders. Like I saw the customization. I'm like, that's cool.
I was shocked how good
I
it
can't
was,
get
yeah.
all 3 kart racing games in the same year.
Or so, dude.
No, that's the other problem with this. Like, why?
Yeah.
I buy World because it's it's the big one and people are gonna play it. I'll enjoy it. I bought Air Rider. Air Riders I bought for love.
Well, that's what I told my son, because my son he went and played Air Ride on an emulator. And he's like, why do people like this game with one button?
Like,
And I said,
the same thing.
I said, you need to understand, like,
You weren't there.
I said, no, that's exactly it. I said, there's this micro generation that grew up with the GameCube, and they had that game, and that's the crowd that they're going for with this. Right. I don't know what else to tell you.
All 10 of us.
No, it's more than 10 of you.
Actually, it's old way better than I thought it was going to sound.
It is a very narrow window of people. There are more than 10 of you. However,
we all showed up.
However, that window is a very narrow age window. There is you're not going to find somebody over 40 who's going, "Oh, let me get Kirby Air Riders." You're also not going to find somebody under 30 who's going to say, "Oh, let me go get Kirby Air Riders." There's a very narrow window of people who are like 32 to 38 who were just the great age when the GameCube came out.
And every single one of us bought it. It's funny because Sakurai literally just took the Smash Ultimate user interface and it just slapped.
Oh my god, I didn't realize like with the milestones and everything, like I was like, oh my god, it's the same exact. And again, he's a guy who spent like millions of his own money putting together a great game making series of videos, including user interfaces, and a really good user interface video. But he did just run back the Smash Brothers interface.
The menu music is almost the same. So if you're not paying attention, it's the same menu music.
I will say, watching the gameplay though, like there's so many things that are just going on. Like I'm just, I get a little lost at times. Now, granted, like Crossworlds has its moments where it's kind of like that too, but like I feel like Air Riders is like at the extreme end of just chaos on whatever is going on.
That is exactly correct. With the new courses, they did make it like there are certain little shortcuts that you're like, well, eventually, if you're not running that shortcut, you're going to be behind.
Mm-hmm.
And so you do have to learn those little pieces. But yeah, it's a lot of who's going to crash into each other and get out of this first mob, and try to run away with it. That's kind of what you're hoping on.
Ray, we actually ended the podcast. Yeah, we did. We did end the podcast. Just making sure.
Yes.
This will all be an after the fact, but I just had to make sure. Like, we did actually end this, right? Okay, cool.
Yep, we landed the plane and then we tried to take back off.
Let me tell you, it's hard. It's hard to make games, and Sega. Again, I thought they did well. I think the fact that Sonic Crossworld sold 1 million copies. And to me, it was like that's like a realistic success. Plus, the Sonic movies are all killing it. Like, like to me, that's like just it's so hard to make like every single platform fighter that comes out. Smash Brothers hasn't been out since 2018 or 2019, and no platform fighter survives because Smash Brothers. They're like this is they're impossible. There's a mod that brought back multiverses. I've been watching people on TikTok play it again. They made a mod so you can play it on PC again, but like nobody survives.
And part of the issue is how Sega does things already in terms of their sales, because there's a lot of people that saw, oh, it's a September release. Cool, we know it's going on sale for Black Friday, so we're gonna wait till Black Friday. Like there was a significant number of people that like just know that that's how Sega rolls with their games, and so they're just like, yeah, we'll just wait till it's significantly discounted.
Yeah, and guess what? It's $42 now, also too. So
yeah, and that's for like the Lunar New Year sale. But like, yeah, it was like heck, it was like $30 or $40 for the week of Black Friday or something. Like I think that's when Funk picked it up.
But that's also why people like bust Nintendo's chops. Like Nintendo never puts anything on sale. Like, yeah, but guess what? You're not like waiting for it to go on sale either. So it is what it is, man.
You're either gonna get it or you're not.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Oh, last thing, there is a rumor
Oh.
from way back in the day.
People are going to hear me having tried to end this 3 times. I'm going to sound like a real jerk.
Just
This
say
is great. I appreciate this. This is great. I'm going to sound like a jerk.
20.
Just a few go arounds. It's fine.
There's a 2023 rumor that claimed that you were, and they're coming out.
Right? Is this rumor from Ray67 on Reddit? Is this a garbage you're sourcing for me again?
No.
It's from 2023, not 2025.
Ray's sharing rumors on the news page of aerialapostle 7 said he heard from a friend, sister's brother's cousin is going to happen.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, he works at Nintendo.
3 years ago, they called out March 2026 for big Sonic game. That was 3 years ago. They were calling it out. It's supposed to happen next month.
Oh,
That's all.
yeah.
It'll be there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that's partially why everyone thought that the Frontiers sequel was going to be announced at the Game Awards.
You got next.
Like everyone
next
was
month.
hoping for it and waiting for it, and like it never happened. But I feel like it got delayed. But they'll probably it's the 35th anniversary this year. Like they already said that they're going to be doing a lot of fan events and stuff, which I'm kind of grateful that I live close enough to LA and to Sega of America that I can potentially go to those events. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe they'll bring back the symphony thing that they did for the 30th anniversary, because I missed out on going to that whenever they did their little tour thing. So
I just hope they don't lie to me and get me Crazy Taxi. I want that's what I want. You tell me, what do I want from Sega? I want Crazy Taxi back. That's actually what I want from Sega.
Make it happen. Again,
That's
another game my son has gotten hooked on.
Crazy Taxi?
Yeah.
Because it's awesome.
Yeah. And the bad part is he's like, oh, I want to play this on because I have it on my phone, but they killed it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
that's right, because they're getting
part
ready
of their what are they up to thing.
Yeah. That reminded me of another thing with Crossroads is because Sega allows mods as long as it doesn't actually affect the gameplay, and so a lot of people have added different vehicles and have changed voice lines or added voice lines for the AI skins and stuff.
Oh my God.
Sega's perfectly okay with it as long as it doesn't tarnish the brand or anything like that. So I'm sure that there's probably mods out there that change the vehicles to look like Crazy Taxi.
Probably a Gus mod. On Gus driving his taxi.
It's probably out there somewhere. All right. Okay. I think we actually landed the plane for good this time.
Yeah.
We're going to taxi into the hangar.
Ray's about to Columbo us with one more thing.
Nintendo Direct this
understand
week.
that reference.
Nintendo Direct on Thursday. Just speak it into existence, people.
It's not impossible.
Because if it's not this Thursday, then we have to wait until March. Let's speak it into existence.
Because yes, that's what happens. If it's not this Thursday, then yes.
No, because it won't be the last.
Running out of Thursdays. Yes,
right, but it won't be the last week of February. If it's not this week, you have to wait till March. It might be a whole other month. You gotta speak it. Speak it into existence.
Do a little Sundance with my Switch.
Hopefully, you wake up. You wake up on Tuesday morning, and you get a Nintendo announcement about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, letting you know that it's going to happen on Thursday.
That's what's Monday like? I'm still on Sunday.
For Tuesday.
I never know what's going to happen with you anyway, but now Lord knows this will be a little different. Anyway,
I mean, it won't be Princess Knuckles level. So
no, yeah, that one. As I mentioned that night, Yeah, there's a lot. I bucket. I was not prepared for that. Where the way that one was going to go.
That one was so good that my dad messaged me about it. Because he listens to it every single week. He just he picked it up one day, and once in a while he'll message me and be like, "Oh, that one was really cool," or he's like, "Hey, why does your voice sound so weird?" And he realized he's been listening at 1.5 speed.
Oh, that's right.
For
I
a few months. So I was like, I don't know. I don't think we sound weird. He's like, oh, I've been listening on speed. I had no idea. He had
That's awesome.
He messaged me. He's like, that last one with. He's like that girl, and there was something about a penguin. It was crazy. That's the message I got. He's like, there was something about a penguin that you knew, and she traveled. I was like, yeah, that's right. That's exactly how.
My mom says I will like things on Facebook, and that will be the extent of my involvement. I don't do hour-long podcasts. I don't need you to, Mom. I don't want you to do that. Please, this is not where a 65-year-old woman needs to be. This is no. Anyway,
he's got his probably Mario. The Mario Golf also has this big competitive community too. All the the dozens of people that play Super Rush.
And they all know each other because of
are hardcore about it. With ridiculous, and so Jedi has some of them were chatting today on the Channel 3 one.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah,
it's nothing to the 8 of us playing Mario Party.
Well, the funny part with the Mario Golf people is they are purely stroke play. They refuse to go battle golf, and I'm like, I don't understand. You could play any game.
No, they play golf with Mario characters.
Why would you do Mario Golf as your golf game when EA and 2K have both put out extremely good golf games, and also the Hot Shots Everybody's Golf is it's that, but on everything. Why would you?
Because you can't play with Mario and chip shot a putt in every single time off
the flagpole. Yes.
Because if you hit it at a certain angle at a certain speed, it always drops in. I watched. Well, I think Rusty or Lego was playing in a 2v2, competitive match. I was like, I have no chance.
They'll teach. That's the good thing is they will teach. They'll take the time.
I didn't know there was this many levels to this one.
Yeah. Well,
I'm about to become a tennis pro, though. I'm feeling.
Did you pick that one up, Ariel, or you?
No, remember I'm protesting until we get the next baseball.
Oh, we'll get to that. Save it.
Yeah.
I can hear more about it though. You're not the only one. There are, just like there were dozens of us that were shocked that Kirby Air Rider happened. There are dozens of people waiting for Mario Super Saga to happen as well.
Ray, can you stop? Because I need to cover this later. Stop.
I'm just saying.
Ray, stop.
I keep hearing about it.
He's still doing this. Ray, what part of stop are you not getting here?
I'm always searching the webs. I'm constantly searching.
Nothing like having to make sure I pay attention for gifts before the episode starts. That's always great. I had my son was listening to the CRT Rescue episode in the car earlier, and I was like, "Hey, text me this number so I can remember the time code I have to go find from a couple of good ones in that. I have to." It's a very scientific procedure for those, but anyway. All right. Well, yeah. If you're good, any questions or any concerns, any thoughts before we get moving?
Then. No, I don't think I really have any question. The main question that I had, we already took care of. So
cool. Yeah, no, it's all good, man. We're all good.
So,
all right. Well, if you're good, we'll get moving then.
Yep.
Channel 3 is the future.